Hey, what's up, guys? Your man NBA fan crazy here. So last time I made a video. I did a video on Domantas Sabonis, the Lithuanian big man's big game in Denver, and I wanted to address the part where he was being constantly overlooked because he was on the Pacers and the Pacers don't get a lot of media coverage. Well, one team which doesn't get a lot of love in the Western Conference, though they got respect, but after the loss to the Clippers, people didn't respect them. They said the Nuggets aren't firmly in the conversation. They would get beat by the Rockets. Guess what? I have the Nuggets beating the Rockets. More on that later. Here I'm gonna talk about the Nuggets superstar big man Nikola Jokic and his big game in Utah. Big game in Utah. I believe it was on February 5th. It was the 52nd game of the season. So the Nuggets are playing 7 men on the day because they just traded Juancho Hernan Gomez and Michael Beasley and Jared Vanderbilt to Minnesota. And they were missing Jeremy Grant, Will Barton, Mason Plumlee, Paul Millsap, and Michael Porter Jr. So Jokic came up big this game as he hit 30 points, 21 rebounds, 10 assists. Just he and Jamal Murray they led this team to victory in one of the toughest environments to win, and they did it with 7 men. No disrespect to Nuggets, but Jokic was the man that day. Let's see what he did and how he contributed to the Nuggets win in Utah. Let's roll.
So Murray and Morris in the backcourt. Torrey Craig, Gary Harris, and Nikola Jokic. Harris in the lane, and he left it short. Jokic has it, puts it up and in.
So let's just go back to the play. So what we see now. So we see Gary Harris driving. So he see Gobert in prime position for the rebound. But what Gobert does not know is that Jokic is behind him. So he just moves to the right position. Look at this. He's moving to the right position. Jokic just taps it out, gets it back from Conley, he puts it in. Nice hustling from Jokic, who's not more of a known for hustle guy. So that floater in the paint works. Well, Jokic has had a lot of floaters like that in big games. Well, this floater is artwork, bro. I'm just telling, the floater is artwork for me. I don't know how you guys look at it, but Denver Nuggets fans know that it's artwork. Jokic makes a floater, like his shooting has a very soft touch. Look at this. Just softly floats it in.
A shot by Jokic.
Not a lot of big men have such a soft touch in the paint.
You gotta stay with him. Jokic is at the free throw line, floated up.
Once again, we see that same touch from Jokic. See the same touch. Yeah, once you see PJ Dozier. Now we have seen 3 in a row. This one was closer, but let's see who he had to make it over. So Dozier's driving, he evades Clarkson. Though he had to make it over Conley. Good for a big man of his to have a good shooting touch like that. Yes, as Scott Hastings said, Clarkson's not known for his defense. He had Conley alongside him, so that was not a very tough floater, but it's good for modern day big men to have a shot in the repertoire. Jokic has that and more in his game. He has much more in his bag of tricks. Let's just move on. Let's just see why he has more and how he does. Once again, over Tony Bradley, he makes a contested shot. Look at this. He just makes a contested shot over Tony Bradley.
Scott Hastings here. Katie Wingy.
It's not a shot which is preferred taking a contested mid-range shot because the mid-range shots fall out of value, but This year I've seen Jokic take a steady diet of mid-range, tough mid-range jumpers. Though that's not advisable in the modern day NBA, but he's still making them. So for me, it's not like an efficient shot. You make the shot, you make the shot. No argument for me. The guy just knows how to take matters into no hands. He can create his own shot.
Nikola Jokic going to take the jump shot, and I like that.
Such a feathery touch, man. Such a feathery touch.
Already with 9 points.
See, Torrey Craig,
Back cut.
guy for a vision. He gave Monte Morris a pass. When just look at it. He was being covered by who?
On the bench, already with 9 points.
Donovan Mitchell. The whole defense gravitated towards Jokic because they know he can shoot it. Though his 3-point percentage not good, he's a capable shooter who can shoot it. Because you see him, he can't step up to the role. So, look, he uses his IQ, people. He uses his IQ. He recognizes the read on the defense. No one's fixated on Gary Harris. Look at this. No one's fixated on Gary Harris. The Tony Bradley is fixated towards Jamal Murray. Well, Clarkson lets go of Harris in the back. So he lets him get an easy shot in the paint. So Clarkson just lets his man go. So Jokic recognized that pass. He's a good IQ passer because of that. That's why he's one of the best passing big men.
Jokic there, put it up.
Once again, Jokic finding the ball into his hands and using his height and tips it in.
Shooter, but you see,
Look at this.
Dennis, he looked-
So ball is going so further away from him. The Jazz might as well take a man there because the ball is going further past. Look at what he does. He uses his outstretched arms, tips it towards himself. But the Jazz, Clarkson and Niang are heading towards the opposite side. He uses that, misses it, just tips it in. That's pure effort.
His arm, look, he's got him
See,
pinned in.
outstretched
Still
arm,
just
uses IQ, tips it to himself off the backboard, puts it in.
that night. Wilson Chandler, Kenneth Faried, Mozgov, Lawson, and
Once again, tough shot over Gobert. Look at this. So basically, he's fixated on getting one of those mismatches because Jordan Clarkson was looking at Jokic, but he has to cover Jamal Murray, who had a good game with 31 points. So both of them combined for 61. But let's focus on Jokic. Look at this. He has a tough matchup in Gobert. Though Gobert's mostly a rim protector, he can also fixate his defense away. He's not more of a defensive guy away from the paint. So that's his kind of weak. That's kind of like taking advantage of Gobert's defense only in the paint. He stretches him out to the perimeter.
Lawson, and
Though Gobert is 7-1, he makes a shot in the mid-range.
Jokic has had the hot hand under Murray. And a
Once again, recognizing Murray under the paint. That's what he does. Find the open man.
Jokic is
See, basically, Clarkson is trying to think that Jokic maybe he will shoot. Well, Gobert is fixated on Jokic. Well, Clarkson should have been on PJ Dozier. Well, no one is fixated on Murray because he's in the middle. Royce O'Neal, who is a good perimeter defender, while Bogdanovich is fixated on Gary Harris. So either leaves two options. But Royce O'Neal would switch. So Jamal Murray is the obvious option here.
had the hot
Yeah, he just sprints to the paint.
and he lays it in.
They flew by him.
Everything. He just waits.
So once you see, Conley flies by him, so it gives him a soft lane. And plus, Royce O'Neal wasn't like stuck to anybody. So the Nuggets, Jokic takes advantage of that fact.
Well, 3-point line is what's bothered them.
Oh my goodness. Just give up, you guys. Just give up. Can't stop the guy. It's like saying, Though I'm not trying to imitate the Kawhi Leonard laugh. It's like a dime and a scoop and a score. It's like he recognizes the fact that he reads every single part of the defense. Like he has very good interior passing. Maybe let's go the Jokic to the dime. Murray slipping. Oh my goodness. Murray slips. Jokic finds him and Murray scores. So it's like that. Effort plays using his IQ.
Jokic figures out guys, Scott.
Yes. Yeah, Chris Malu just said it. Jokic figures it out. You can't stop the guy unless he is not on a roll. Once he is fixed, you can't stop the guy unless you bring a big athletic guy. Once again, he's going to use a shooting touch and his interior passing. He's going to read the floor and the defense. He's going to read the defense. So that's what's unique for a big man like Jokic, because he can read the floor and identify the leak in the defense. He can find the open man under the rim, or he can take it with himself to the basket. That's the uniqueness of a big man like Jokic in the NBA. Probably it's arguable with Will Chamberlain, but he's arguably the greatest passing big man in history. Because you look at big men, there's not a lot of big men who pass as well as Jokic. Well, people used to compare Will Chamberlain, but though I don't have a recollection of Will Chamberlain, I know he's one of the best passers in the game. Jokic and Chamberlain head on head right now. I'm probably sure by the end of the career, he might eclipse Chamberlain, because Chamberlain's used to scoring, so he doesn't do a lot of passes. Well, Jokic, look at this. He's fixated on Gobert under the paint. He just makes it over him. 7 foot versus 7 foot 1. Start of the second half. It's a high view of Utah in the Vivint Smart Home Arena. Yep. Again. It's like I might create one of my lines here, but look at this. So Jokic has nowhere to go. The only place he can't take it is if Monte Morris slips to the 3-point line here, because there's a vast hole of space. But since everyone's fixated on Jokic, Donovan Mitchell will be fixated on Murray. But instead, he's looking at where Jokic passes it to. So look at this. He gets up too late. Murray uses his left hand. His right hand's under Mitchell's area. Once again, Murray is in position. Can I go with the line? Yeah, okay, fine. I'll go with the line. I'll just go with the line. So it's like I'm going to start like Mitchell under the paint. Deflected. Jokic running the point center roll. Murray open 3. Good again. Jamal Murray. So like Jokic is again. He finds the right pass. Jokic and Murray are like, they are one of the best duos in the league. Though they're still young, they wouldn't be like one of the best, but they are growing, guys. They're growing. Though Murray is not, you paid Murray 170 million. I'm sure he might grow to the part, but 170 million is a lot for a guy who can only like score. He can't defend a lot, but we'll take it. Because you can't, free agents don't come to places like Denver. So the connection Jokic and Murray have established is a big reason of why Denver is so successful.
He fires. He gets the triple.
So once again, Jokic, no one expected him to pass it to Murray as deep as he is in the backcourt. He could have taken it himself. He makes the risky option, knowing that no one's fixated on Murray. Hey, look at this. Like, Gobert is on Jokic. So, the closest defender to him is, to Murray is Conley, who's mostly on Morris.
Jokic ahead to Murray. Murray for 3.
So, Ingles sprints out. Murray makes the triple. Cash Murray. Splash Murray. Whatever. Nicknames don't work, but still. Yeah. Once he took advantage of Gobert saving the ball, so it allows Jokic to get the ball and make a good play of the catch and inadvertent turnover by Gobert. So he just dunks the ball.
The 8th slam dunk for Nikola.
Yeah, as Chris Paul noted, 8th slam dunk of the season for Jokic. So He's probably one of the only players who gets slammed and no knock on his athleticism. He's more comparable. Once again, yes! Yes, people! That's the pride Jokic takes in and out every game. That's why he's one. That's why, according to me, he's the best center in the NBA over Embiid because you can point out to injuries. Jokic just gives in a lot of effort, though he doesn't have the defense Embiid has. Just gives in a lot of effort on the offensive end. He can hold his own on the defensive, though he's not a defensive guard or anything, but he can hold his own. He takes advantage of that.
Jokic in the lane, turns the long way.
And he uses his footwork. Though his footwork's not like very elite big men relying on the post, he still makes a shot.
Another outstanding night.
Yes, see.
15-footer on the way. Bam.
Yeah, Chris Paul says, bam, bam. Not like bam, it's bam. So it's like Jokic, once again, when he's open, he can take the shot and make it and just say, in your face, defender. I don't care what you give me. So it's just like, he is so confident to take the open shot, man. That kind of confidence, what players need in the NBA.
Anything this guy can't do.
Yes, see? Yes, anything this guy can do.
As it gets in the NBA.
Yes, look at this pass by Monte Morris. When the defenders are jumping, use the jump and levitate the pass on the ground, people.
Turns the corner, guts to Jokic, and he puts it away.
Yep.
Good pass.
Is that the ninth dunk? I don't count dunks. Sure, look at this. Morris does a good job signaling the amount of seconds on the shot clock. Because Jokic's away from the basket, he doesn't face the backboard. So he doesn't know the amount of seconds in the shot clock. Good awareness by Morris telling him to shoot it immediately. Man, this one-legged fadeaway I've seen a lot in the season. He made one against the 76ers early in the season over Richardson. He made one against the Timberwolves. And the Nuggets blew a big lead, but Jokic, he just drained it casually over Karl Anthony Towns. And this game, one of the game winners, though the Nuggets won 98-95. Look at the shot. Yes, Sombor shuffle, because that's Jokic's hometown. Yes, he's using the wrong foot. So that's to cap it off, guys. So what I've seen from this video, Jokic, what we've already known, Jokic is a unique big man in the NBA. He doesn't do it all on the defensive end. He can hold his own, but in the offensive end, he is a unicorn. He is a unicorn. You know what unicorns are? Special players in the NBA whose skills are not like what usual players in the position have. And you know what? The only player I've said anything called unicorn about is either Kevin Durant or Kristaps Porzingis. Yes, he is that unique. His big man, his passing, his rebounding, in the scoring, his shot, say whatever you want. Anything this guy can do. As Chris Marlowe said it, anything this guy can do. There are people might say defense. On the offensive end, in the offensive glass, IQ, passing, shot making, being the best player in a loaded Western Conference speaks a testament to a lot of how Jokic is such a transformative player. He's a good number one on a good playoff team. Let's see if the Nuggets upset anyone, though the probability of it is low. I'm all for anything. I'm not upset if anything happens. My part of it is just watch the game and just be amazed at what happens, and also appreciate guys at the end of the day when all they do is just contribute to winning basketball. Okay, guys, that's just leave it at quits. I might do a video maybe now or then. Okay, see y'all, man.